Quiet one this weekend, like
Quiet
me.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any news for us today?
No, no news whatsoever at the minute. Obviously, reflecting on the game, obviously coming out of it with Andy Burgess looks like he might be out for a number of weeks, which is obviously a disappointment to us. It wasn't a tackle. He went up for a header, landed, and seems that he's strained his calf muscle. So we're hoping that won't be as bad as we first fear. But time will tell, and obviously hope it settles down quickly.
So we're looking at 3 or 4 weeks minimum.
I think so. On first reflection, it looks that it will be a few weeks. So disappointing to lose someone of Andy's calibre.
Was that why he went off?
Yeah, that was the factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was on stretcher. He was on crutches afterwards. So we make sure that we can get him evaluated quickly and see how that pans out. Really.
Always disappointing, I guess, when someone you just signed.
Yeah. I mean, he had a big week last week. It was the birth of his first child, and I congratulate him on that, and he's a good lady, young Max. So he'll be disappointed, and he certainly was hoping that he could get a run in the side and show what his capabilities of.
What's the situation with him in terms of his contract?
It's all sorted.
It is sorted.
Yes.
You were talking about kind of seeing what was happening with his hearing at one stage, weren't you?
Yeah, he's got his hearing this week, but we're hoping that that's going to be a minimal, and I'll probably expect that, but we'll see. So no, it'll be it's all done. That's all sorted.
You have a date for it, yeah?
It's this Wednesday, I think. Wednesday. No, sorry, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. Yeah, I think it is, because I did ask it to be changed, but it couldn't be.
Everybody else fit well from Saturday?
Everybody else seems okay. If pride is the thing that's hurting at the most, when you suffer defeat and you have to dust yourself down and move on. But you look at the positives.
What are the positives that you take from Saturday?
The positives are the amount of chances we created, and certainly the boys didn't drop their heads, which is, as a manager, you look at the type of characters. Very disappointing with the start, of course. That's something that you must address. Certainly going away from home against a good side, let's not underestimate the opposition. They're a good side. However, you can't give teams a 2-0 start. But in between that, we had the better of the chances. And on reflection, having assessed it all, we were still in the game. And I think an iffy linesman and perhaps a decision or two that don't go for us, the game might have been slightly different. But the boys didn't drop their heads, which is a characteristic that's proven strong in the dressing room.
You mentioned a couple of controversial decisions. Obviously, one was the offside. The other one, you mentioned a handball, but we couldn't. We were looking back through the notes, but we couldn't.
No, there was a definite appeal. Definite. I think we had a corner and it was over and knocked, and then Duffers and Blanchett came together, and clearly the boy touches the ball with his hand, but the linesman gave it that Rob did, and I think the linesman was probably blocked. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that, but how he saw Rob do it, I don't know. But clearly, and we also felt that there was a possible appeal for a penalty on John Shaw when he's at the post. The boy clearly doesn't take the ball. When there's a coming together in the box, these are decisions that you're expecting good referees to witness.
There were 2 dodgy ones on the tally at the weekend, weren't there? So
yeah, I mean, you look at the Lucas one, you look at yesterday. I mean, goodness me. So no, they didn't go for us, and you have to say no excuses. You dust yourself down and regain your composure and fight another day.
I guess frustrating though, because obviously Kettering and Luton didn't play in that sense.
I think what we must identify is that there's a lot of weeks where this is going to happen. There's going to be swings and roundabouts, and teams are going to be 1 minute you're not going to witness Oxford getting beat by Tamworth, and then obviously the other teams are going to win games. York are doing well; they're sustaining that run. But there's going to be increase in form, and people are going to make a lot out of individual games. There's some huge games to play for, and we're in there with a fighting chance, and we want to maintain that if we can possible.
Chester obviously got their off the field problems. Is it
Yeah, we're well aware of them.
more difficult?
Yeah, well, again, they might find that as a pick me up. You know, no one gives them a chance, and they've got some good players there. And you know, no one's underestimating them, and we'll respect them in due fashion. And certainly at home, we want to kick off our league campaign here for 2010 in a positive manner.
Be a nice way to bounce back from Saturday, give them a good hard one, wouldn't it?
Well, as I say, the boys, when they've had defeats before, they've bounced back and they've shown the right type of characteristics. Nobody likes defeats, and no one does. And you know, it's a long weekend for me and the staff here, as it is for the fans. And we want to do as well as we can. And yeah, you know, you learn about things sometimes. You learn a little bit more about people, don't you? So there's some lessons to be learnt there. You know, young Garner will learn, and he won't come across that type of player every week, but he's got to learn from it, and he's a good lad, Scott, and he will learn from it.
Obviously, you've been and said good morning to the chairman today. Any possibilities of a central defender this week?
Again, there's issues that we need to address, and we will do privately, John. We'll see. I am hopeful, but again, there's things we must do in private and will remain private. That we'll have to be, I've got a very good relationship with Mr. Perry, and I think that we're pragmatic. But the most important thing is this football club has a clean bill of health regarding the structure, and that will remain. That remains so. Certainly under my tenureship here, is that I feel that the club is the most important thing. Is that the continuity of the football club, rather than put yourselves into desperate stakes.
In terms of, would you have a reserve game or anything?
We are hoping to have a game, if possible, tomorrow with a local side, but that's not yet to be confirmed. So we'll find out about that. But no, at the moment it's hard because of the weather conditions. It's a nightmare, to be honest. We're looking forward to getting on the training ground more than anything. Is practice, and there's only so much you can do indoors, and on a small-sided pitches.
With regard to Blair Sturrock, I mean, he's not been involved for a while.
Well, Blair was ill, and
right.
and I couldn't, he's not trained, so
yeah.
It's very difficult to throw somebody in the deep end, and when you don't need to. The two boys, Duffy and Perry and Spate, the three of them have done very well, and yet when you draw a blank, you obviously look at other issues. But I may well freshen it up at the weekend with, John Shaw will be willing to make his home debut. Whether he starts or he comes off the bench will remain to be seen. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of options there, going forward. Ryan Williams will be included in certainly at the home game, and so I think the weekend, you can dissect it as much as you like, but we did have the better of the chances, and we weren't clinical in front of goal, and and we paid the price for two defending lapses. That's the bare bones of it, really. You witnessed it at the end of the day, where there was very much a keenly fought contest, and the people at Wimbledon were very complimentary about us. But I don't, it's nice to get compliments, but I'd rather be in a winning compliment. But as I say, you learn about individuals, you learn about yourself. I'm my biggest critic, and I'm the players' biggest critics, because at the end of the day we're here together. We're here to work hard and to establish something as good as possible, which is the most important thing for Mansfield Town Football Club.
As Jake works his way into your thoughts for a start.
Yeah, Jake. I've been pleased with Jake, and everybody knows that he can certainly change a game. But he wants to start, and he may well get that start this weekend. We'll certainly look at the way the fitness levels in training. But the guy is a wholehearted character, and certainly makes things happen. Which is, as a striker, that's what you've got to do. You've got to unlock doors and chase down things. And I've got no problem with any of my strikers, to be honest. They've all worked hard, and you can be critical when they don't score, but if they didn't get them chances, I'd be worried, because they will come. The boys are their biggest critics as well. They analyse it, and there was some raised voices at half time, and And I don't mind that. You know, there were people there that want, you know, that care about the team doing well, and there were some raised voices amongst the players, and I don't mind that, as long as it's done in a disciplined way. I feel that, you know, the boys, you know, as long as they shake hands afterwards and dust themselves down, they show the right type of character, and it means they care. If they didn't care, they wouldn't say nothing. I've seen too many players like that in my career that, you know, just happy to accept defeat. The boys are not happy when they get defeated, and certainly, and it shows.